Morning, all. Hi. How you doing? Hi. All right. So, not a lot going on this weekend. It feels like everybody's just kind of taking the weekend off, and it's probably because that's what's going on amongst all the organizations. Because the expansion draft's coming, you got to rest up. But the Vancouver Canucks have made something official that has been going on for a while. So Judd Brackett left to much consternation from Canuck fans last year as the director of amateur scouting. Todd Harvey has officially been named the director of amateur scouting now for the Vancouver Canucks. So he officially replaces Judd Brackett, and also making news in Abbey land, Abbey being Abbotsford, is the idea that it might be the Abbotsford Canucks. Now the reason for this belief is that Abbotsford Canucks was it was a domain name that was taken out by the Canucks in May. The thing is, they had the naming of the team, the contest for naming the team, way after that. I don't read a whole lot into whether or not a domain is registered. We did that with the Vegas Golden Knights, and it ended up being potentially accurate, kind of not accurate. And when they revealed Golden Knights, a lot of us were surprised. So I don't necessarily think that it's going to be the Abbotsford Canucks. There's a lot of reasons why that would work. You could put the skate logo on the Abbotsford team. You still have the Orca on the Vancouver team, and everybody's relatively happy. You could also have Johnny Canuck in various colors and ways that they could do that on the Abbotsford jersey. One thing you could do is you can test things in Abbotsford and see if people like it before you bring it over to Vancouver. All right, so here's our new third jersey. Oh, people hate it, so we won't do that with Vancouver. Here's our new third jersey. People love it. We'll do another version of that with the Vancouver Canucks. So we'll see how that goes. But again, they're going to reveal the name in 5 days. And at that point, we'll see how it goes. And then for those who have put down deposits on tickets, which I have, they will then have the pick your seats and all of that. So looking forward to seeing how all of that works. But again, all the speculation is going to be up here. I don't necessarily think it's going to be Abbotsford Canucks because you register the domain names while you can before somebody else scoops them up. And they didn't scoop up every name that you potentially could have picked for them, and somebody else has already registered a couple of the domain names there. So that's what happens. Nashville, David Poile again in the news ish, in that he has said he's got an interest in making sure Seattle takes the player they want him to. And so it begins. So the protected lists are due in 13 days. There are going to be players who are available that GMs really don't want to lose, including David Poile in Nashville. So what's going to happen is they're going to pick up their phone, they're going to call Ron Francis, and they're going to decide, I don't want to lose this guy for nothing. There are going to be players that they're worried about losing that they can't trade right now because, again, if I'm trading a player to that team now has to protect that player unless it's Vegas. And Vegas, not a team or not a team that's awash in cap space, likely not bringing in a bunch of guys to make their cap situation worse. So yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks. So as quiet as things are right now, I think they're going to get pretty loud after likely Game 4 tomorrow, which probably ends that series between Tampa Bay and Montreal. I am hoping Montreal at least wins one. It would be nice to see Tampa win at home. It'd be nice to see, only because when Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup last year, they won it in Canada too, so fans couldn't really celebrate with the team until later. And so hopefully that's something that we see this year. But again, we'll see what happens. But once that Stanley Cup final's done, that's where we're going to see all the mountains of movement. And Seattle probably announcing 4 or 5 or 6 different trades to, have those expansion considerations. And in some cases, Francis may very well say no. He might decide, well, what you're offering me, that's not enough for me passing on your player. And so I'm going to take that player you don't want me to take. So we're 13 days away from starting to see the fruits of that. So what we'll see is we'll see the trades first, and then we'll see the protected lists, and there's going to be some panic of, well, why is that guy available? Because there was already a side deal made with Ron Francis not to take that player. So we'll see what happens, how this all turns out in a couple of weeks. And from now until then, it's going to get busy, but today's July 4th, so I wore the most patriotic jersey I have. It's got the stars and stripes, emblazoned. And when I saw this on the AHL site, because people always ask, where did you get that? This is the Texas Stars, and that is a Dunder Mifflin shirt underneath. But this I got from the AHL site. They had it on sale. I think they found it in somewhere. I think they only had one of them because as soon as it was there, I grabbed it and it was sold out. But this is the only day of the year that basically I have a reason to wear it. It's July 4th. And, you know, it is a jersey that just screams America. And when the day comes that, you know, the border's open and we're heading across the border, it's going to be hard for me not to wear this. It'll be very difficult for me not to be wearing this when we go back down to the U.S. And I have a lot of jerseys that would qualify as, it looks like America. So, happy 4th of July to everybody south of the border. Be safe, and just, you know, make sure you're not blowing off any fingers or anything, because that does happen. And lot of explosions go on July 4th. So make sure the explosion doesn't involve body parts of your own or of anybody, even vanquishing your enemies. I do not recommend vanquishing your enemies on July 4th. So, all right, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And hey, I'll talk to you guys again soon.